on, Lionel. You promised us a ride.
She said she'd be here. Funny, she's never been late before.
You wasted your time then, didn't you?
I did not. I did it because...
I got a fresh ass.
Baby, it is 5:34 p.m. Technically, I was here on white folks' time at 5:30. Y'all know what time it is. It is time for Earl Grey Tuesday, and once again, it's me. It's me. It's the VINCE, and I hope everybody's doing all right tonight, folks. President Trump's State of the Union address is tonight. I'm going to say it like Ron O'Neal in Superfly. Tonight! Everyone's going to get their shit bent out of shape. I'll tell you that right now. What's the topic for tonight? Mints. The same as every night. The only thing we discuss is mints. That's it. We discuss politics if it's minty. We discuss sports if it's minty. We discuss civil rights if it's minty. That's the name of the channel. We discuss Frank Tufano if it's minty. Sean G if it's minty. Dave Palumbo if it's minty. This channel has always been the same. It's about mints. Speaking of mints, here's some good stuff here.
Well, native of that little piece of shit town you live in, and all of a sudden, everybody in that town starts finding out about your online fucking escapades. Dude, you live in Wyoming, and you're online causing trouble? You're stupid. You can call the local mobile station right here by my house and talk to the fucking Indian that answers the phone. He's not going to give two fucks about what you got to say. I called the goddamn Chevron up in your small town. I'm probably going to talk to Sally Mae, who you fucking stuck your finger in and greased her. That's why you fucking are a pedo. Fuck you, fatty.
Shit. Those are good mints, folks. That's good mints. I love it. I love it. I love it. Also, yeah, I saw some pictures. We're gonna put up his stuff as well. But
how about Manny Pacquiao and Floyd?
Now, I wish I could play this here on the Floyd Mayweather rematch over a decade. I mean, if there, I don't know whether there's going to end up being a rematch or not. I am not for sure. I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's going to be a good match. That's for sure. And Manny is going to go for the... He's going to swing for the fences. Because he wants to break Floyd Mayweather's record. And you know what? You got to respect Floyd Mayweather. Because he's still fighting. You know? I mean, he's out there still fighting. Taking challengers. He's not backing away from anyone. And that just says something about his character. Well, neither one of them have nothing to lose. You got to remember, they're already in the Boxing Hall of Fame, both of them. I mean, they're already legends of the sport. What can you say, really, you know? But I mean, the last time they fought was over a decade ago. I mean, we're talking 2015. And that was a unanimous decision, not split decision, unanimous. Meaning that all the scorecards counted for Floyd Mayweather. Pugman, what's up, dog? Just sitting here about to have a little smoke and drinking from my water cup. Given me by you, my friend. I definitely appreciate it. But yeah, we're getting things warmed up. And I also have heartburn, unfortunately. Really bad heartburn. I've had that for the past couple of days. And I think it happened when I ate those wings that I made. I didn't have no bread or water or anything like that. I think it just tore up the lining in my stomach a little bit. But it should heal up pretty soon. It should be fine. Because it's already going away. But I got coffee and chicory just brewing up. I'm waiting for that to get finished. But folks, get your questions in. Because like I said, folks, we have the State of the Union address. And I will be playing it tonight as well. We may even keep the... Let me see where it's at right now.
I want to know what's going on in the world.
When is the State of the Union address? See, they're already broadcasting it. Except the thing about it is, it doesn't start until 9 o'clock p.m. And I want you to see just how the... let me show you guys the bullshittery of this here. Alright? Look at this here, folks. ABC is live. CBS is live. CNN is live. But I mean, the State of the Union address is 4 hours away, folks. Literally 4 hours away. And that thing has been up there since 2 p.m. So that means they're going to be live for 7 hours with the State of the Union. Let's check Fox News. Let's see if they're fucking live too. Fox News is not live. You want to know why? Because they got some common sense. What they actually have is this here. Watch live President Donald Trump's State of the Union address scheduled for 9 o'clock p.m. Scheduled. Another reason why Fox News has better ratings than CNN. CNN, the cocksuckers news network. No puns aside there. Vince, you got niece. There you go, Matt. Y'all give a shout out to Matty Matt. 585. You got to send a link to that there, my friend. That's what I thought, Pug Man, but it's not been given yet there, Pug. It's just everyone's broadcasting it live. I don't know why. It doesn't start until 9:00 p.m. I don't get these people anyway. I really don't. Alright, I got it right here. Hold on. First off, thank you, Matt, for getting some knee wraps so that way you don't get injured. Let's check this out. I'll make it nice and large for everybody.
Let's go! Yes, sir! That's a
Matty Matt! Y'all folks give a shout out to Matt for hitting that 585 PR. You got it, man. You got it. I told you those knee wraps come in handy, don't they? You're protecting your knees now, my friend. Which is what you want to be doing. I just didn't want you to lose all that process, because if you get injured, you lose a lot there and you have to rebuild what you already built up. But yeah, Pug, it hasn't started yet. It's just that they're advertising and making it live, and they think these other channels besides Fox News, which is why Fox News has #1 ratings over CNN, over MSNBC, because they actually have some common sense. Not to schedule it for 9:00 p.m. Not talk about it for fucking 7 hours. They have it marked live as if the State of the Union address has already started. I know. That is crazy, Flying Ryan. That's good there. And of course, folks, I got one of my cut-off cigars. Because again, folks, I'm broke. In order to save on money, I've been cutting them in half. And it works pretty well. It's an old technique I used to use. I mean, that's the way it is sometimes, folks. When money is... Now, business has been a little bit better this month. I've had a number of orders come in, but... Here's what I got, folks. Let me show you something. Guess what happened today, folks? Or 2 days ago. So, it's always important to run tests on your websites. I want you to check this out. Watch this. I'm going to show you what happens. So we're going to check out. Watch what happens when I try to register the account. Internal service error. You know what that's due to? That is due to the API there. You see, folks, essentially speaking, I have to install the USPS API in order for things to work, because the UPS changed the U.S. Postal Service changed things around to where I had to use an API. And I knew this was going to happen. Not only that, my credit card processor on this website needs to be updated, which would cost me $100. To fix this issue is another $40. So folks, this website is being scrapped. And tomorrow, I will rebuild a brand new site, transfer all of the information over to the new website. It's going to be rebuilt in WooCommerce and will look similar to this site. A bit slightly different. Slightly different. It won't look exactly like this, but slightly different. But say goodbye to Mr. Website. That's a good brand there, Matt. Hang tight. My coffee and chicory is done, so I'll be right back. And let me get the music playing while I'm going. Hang tight. It's going to take me a bit to pour the coffee. All right, folks. So I'm going to rebuild it by hand. I'll either buy another website address just in order to properly transfer things over. Because I still got I got a huge customer file. I can't lose that. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. I wish this thing would focus a little bit sometimes. Really need to get another camera. But folks, get your questions in. Wish to make a donation, you can. Smash the like button. We will start videos at around 6 p.m., give or take, whenever I finish my smoke. You see, Matt, you're going to be able to lift a lot more now that you got those. What the hell is going on with this? There we go. I probably need to... Well, I've already wiped it down before. But yeah, a lot of stuff tomorrow. I'm actually taking tomorrow off. I gotta finish with getting rid of those weeds, clear out the rocks, hit the weights, rebuild the website, do my taxes, jerk off a little bit, jerk off some more, you know. It's going to be a nice day off, but it's really not really a day off. It's just really me to catch up on work. But the thing about it is, when you're doing your own work, is it really work? No, I'll be sitting here watching Sanford and Son while rebuilding a website, which will take me all of about a few minutes to do so. Really. Because I can rebuild it in WooCommerce just like that. I mean, I got my big, beautiful AI that can do everything for me. I am going to make a new budget medical supply logo. Make it nice and fresh, like Kool and the Gang. But before we begin, of course, we always got to play the Frank Tufano stuff. Now, recently, Frank Tufano has sued Vegan Gains. Now the thing about it is he can't really sue him. He's in Canada and he also has to be served. All of these places you can file a lawsuit, but you got to have a process server to give notice of the lawsuit to begin with. It has to be served in person, including the legal threat that I made the Dubs. Fatty Dubs, I went and had it served at his Montana trailer. In other words, he has to pay for a process server to serve it. You just can't go and mail the shit. That doesn't work. Not even by certified mail.
Clavicular was on Piers Morgan timestamps in the description.
Matt with a $3 donation. Hey, did you notice that it's no longer repeating itself? You know what I actually had? I went and checked and I actually had 2 alert boxes stuck in OBS. So you were actually right about that. But again, I do thank you for your donation and we'll play your video another day. I'm just joking. We're going to play it right now. We're going to play it tonight. All right, let's see what we got here. Although there's still a couple of bugs. Clavicular got a interview with Piers Morgan. Okay, I'm going to have to be careful on this one. And just wish me luck. I'm going to have to watch this very carefully. Because this is heavily copyrighted. Heavy. Alright. I'll try to do this here.
No, it's just like he said. I think
he is dressed pretty well.
You've run a lot of hit pieces on people. You know, I don't think your production team is fully honest about, you know, sort of why you want to do these interviews. And I think you like to catch people, you know, kind of off guard and make them look bad. But, you know, I don't think you're going to be as hostile towards me because it's like you said, I'm really not a political figure. You know, this is kind of something new that we're discussing.
Yeah, Piers Morgan is going to get into everyone's business. You don't go on Piers Morgan unless he's planning to light you up like a Christmas tree.
And we're discussing something that's more along the lines of self-improvement. That's kind of like a new philosophy I haven't really seen anywhere on the internet before.
Yeah, I mean, look, in relation to what you just said about what I do, I would take issue with that, as I would with all the people I suppose you're referring to, because I don't set out to be overtly confrontational. I certainly don't set out to gotcha these people, whether it's Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, or whatever. What I tend to do is when they're people who deliberately say inflammatory things, I tend to put those comments back to them. We do our research. The production team that you've slightly maligned there will do a very thorough professional job, and I will put back to them their own words. Now, I will then challenge them about why they said it, the context in which they said it. Do they mean it? Do they really hold these inflammatory views, or are they just winding people up, and so on. But that is the job of a journalist. That's why you and I are different people. We're different animals. I'm a different animal to Fuentes and Tate and the others. They're kind of influencers stroke commentators, and you're in that category, I guess, without much of the commentary. You're a different kind of person. But my job...
Yeah, there's no surprise that he's on Piers Morgan. Simply because, I mean, he's the master of the looks maxing movement.
Basically outshining someone, looking better than them. And there's different types of mugs, right? There's status mugs, there's, money mugs. So, you might have me in those categories, but I think we need to add in a little bit of nuance that it's not a looks mug,
So you would say that you have the edge over me in looks mogging?
I think I might have you by just a small margin. I don't know, but that could be attributed to youth, So
yeah, but youth
who knows? Back in the day,
youth. A lot of women find the older dude. A lot of women find the older dude more appealing than the young, pimply youth.
Well, absolutely. But I would say for the most part, looks are an extremely objective thing, and that's sort of what I'm trying to push people towards realizing is that, well, you might not know these facial ratios that make someone attractive and harmonious or not. They're subconscious, right? And everyone is judging you based off of them, and it's not something that's within anyone's control. So simply being able to identify them and improve upon them is a very beneficial thing.
Hey, that's a good, decent answer. Let's look at hard maxing and mewing.
A lot of people consider anabolic steroids to be within the hard maxing category, and I've done things like Botox, but in terms of like actual surgical osteotomies, rhinoplasties, I haven't done that. It's just more so about pharmacology.
Have you partaken in mewing, a technique involving specific tongue posture to improve your jawline structure?
I have participated in mewing, and the whole idea behind mewing is that it should be your natural tongue position, right? That basically means that your palate has enough space to accommodate your tongue, and that you've got proper development. And this also, is going to help you with focusing on nose breathing, which, during your development is one of the key things for looks max. There's not much you can do after you've already developed improperly, but mewing is going to be one of those things that's absolutely required during the youth.
Where do you come up with these phrases? I mean, I've got two Burmese cats. They mew, they meow. That's what I perceive to be mewing.
I knew he was going to say that.
Where do you get this lingo from?
So a lot of the lingo comes from forums over the years. This was a very niche part of the internet for a while, and this was one of the techniques from Dr. Mike Mew that became very popular. I would say that this is kind of just like the most surface level form of looks maxing that's sort of been known, throughout internet spaces since, really about 2016, I would say. But like the more hardcore forms of looks maxing weren't really discovered and weren't really in the mainstream until a little bit later on.
See, the people watching this, you've never heard of you go, why?
Let's check out jester maxing. I don't know what the fuck is jester maxing?
Terminology. You're going to be able to use it in your day-to-day life quite perfectly.
Have you managed to seduce many women by cracking eggs on yourself?
No, I have not.
Yeah, I'm not entirely convinced jester maxing is the way to go. Slay maxing.
No. I'm anti jester maxing. Yeah.
Oh, you're anti.
No.
I beg your.
Yeah. Jester maxing is a very
you agree with me?
Term. Yes. No, I agree
got
with
it.
you, absolutely.
Jester maxing is it? I'm sorry. I've got this on my rant. So jester maxing is an insult.
Oh yeah. No, the last thing you want to do is be a jester. Very last thing.
Got it. Slay maxing, that means to have sex, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the significance of using the word slay?
Slay is just sort of a term that we use on the forums for, having sex with a girl, because
Also, see the pictures that I sent Ryan. I'm just joking. I've shown Ryan some of my exploits, but folks, just remember you got to keep that to yourself unless you really know somebody. Woo!
a lot of people would directly correlate success in their ascension with success with females, right? So getting a sleigh was sort of like the ultimate pursuit for looks maxers. I think it goes a whole lot deeper than this. I think a lot of it, and the reasoning that you should looks max, is just overall quality of life stuff. But, improvements in the whole dating scene is certainly something that we've seen. So that's kind of just placing like a value, or, just being able to gauge your successes.
And your argument is that as you've pursued this looks maxing campaign for yourself, you've become more attractive and you've had more women.
Yeah, that's correct.
So in that sense, you're very different to someone like Nick Fuentes, who told me proudly that he's a virgin. He's never had sex.
Right. Well, I don't really understand why it's so, controversial to say that when, that's for religious reasons, right? I seriously doubt that you would ever say that to someone who is of the Islamic faith, someone saying that they're reserving themselves for marriage. I think,
Yeah, I would.
you would
I
probably be screwed
yeah.
in media if you were to use that same argument against a Muslim that you
No,
did
but
against Nick, simply because he's Catholic.
Yeah, but hang on. It wasn't. I didn't use it as an argument. I just asked him if it was true. I didn't care either way. It doesn't bother me.
No, you
it's
knew
just
what you were
interesting
doing.
to me that. Well, what do you think I was doing?
You were trying to make him look bad and sort of use the whole thing of him never having sex with a woman as some sort of like insult, or some sort of way for you to, make him look bad. It was just a little ridiculous.
Well, actually, all I said to him was, do you think you'd be less intense about everything if you just got laid? I was just having a bit of fun with it. I was doing a bit of jester maxing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's just...
Clavicular challenge.
Read every entry. You'll see none of them have anything to do with him or his activities or anything. I'm just mentioned in passing as having been at completely unconnected events. So there's nothing
Well,
to
what
do
about
with that.
just
I met
Ghislaine
Ghislaine
Maxwell?
Maxwell. Well, I'm
Oh,
about to
yeah,
come to
there
that.
you
So
go.
I was pictured with her. Okay, I was pictured with her at a book launch for 5 minutes. I've talked about it. She admitted that under oath. The only time we'd ever met was for 5 minutes. So I have no connection to that scandal at all, other than I once met her for 5 minutes at a book launch. So let me come back to you in the van with the Heil Hitler song playing.
Well, this
Ye
is
has
like a little
now
bit ridiculous. Because you're with
Well, no, hang
the
on,
number
hang
one
on,
looks
hang on,
maxer.
hang
No,
on,
no, 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 no.
hang
Pierce,
on.
Pierce, you're with
Hang
the,
on, no.
You're with the number
I'm gonna
one
finish my
looks
question.
maxer. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Let me finish my question. I'm just curious because Ye has now publicly apologized for all his anti-Semitic behavior and language in a full-page advertisement he took out in a newspaper. That came after the thing with the van. You've seen Andrew Tate trying to backtrack from what happened there. Fuentes doubles down because that's what he does about everything. He views it all probably as a bit of a joke and it doesn't matter. Stico, I don't think really matters. He's not significant in the way I think that you are in terms of influence. But I look at you there and you've got a guy behind you literally doing the Nazi salute as Heil Hitler plays in this van. A song that basically pays... Well, hang on. A song that pays tribute. Well, you're singing along to the song, and it pays tribute to the most genocidal monster of the last 100 years. And I'm just...
Obama? Oh, you mean Hitler. I'm sorry.
Just curious whether you think it's funny, whether you now regret being put in that position, whether you wish you hadn't been so enthusiastic about singing along to that song, or whether you don't care at all. And I don't have a fixed answer for you. I'm just curious what you genuinely feel.
Well, the thing is, Piers, I'm not political and I didn't play the song, so that's kind of all there is to it, right? And I find it quite silly to me that you're with the number one looks maxer, and instead of asking how you could ascend so that, your wife wouldn't tweet out captions like, when my husband's away, Mr. Sud comes out to play, maybe if you asked me how to ascend, then that would stop happening to you. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you're distracting, and that's fine. You're having your fun. I've got no problem with that. But just to be clear, you were in a van singing along to Heil Hitler. Do you regret doing that?
Well, I didn't play it, right? So it's like if someone were to come next to you in the street and play a song, it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know why you're trying to get
sang along
political
to it.
with me. And this is exactly what I mean by your production. Wait, listen.
No.
I've got nothing to do with it.
I'm just curious.
I've got nothing to do with it.
Well,
so
you're singing along.
I really have nothing to do with it. I have nothing to do with it. And this is what I mean, right? So you basically lied to, my PR team that you wanted to come and interview me about LooksMax.
You know, Clavicular, you already know that he's going to ask all these questions. He's not going to invite you on the show just for discussing LooksMaxing. You know you're going to get into everything else.
And this is what you do, right?
I've literally spent the first. I spent the first. Well, hang on. Stop being such a baby. I spent the first half hour of the interview taking you seriously about all the LooksMaxing thing. I find it genuinely interesting.
He's right. He spent about a half hour talking about LooksMaxing, Jestermaxing, Spook Mastering.
I find it also interesting.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Hang
on. Let me finish my point. All right, let's try and keep things civil. There's no reason not to be. I'm just bemused why you would want to be associated with those other guys, most of whom have doubled and trebled down on it, who don't care. They don't mind idolizing Hitler. They think it's funny. They joke about the Holocaust and so on. I'm not sure you're that kind of person, but you have a chance to tell me whether you are, right? You were in this.
I just told you, I'm not political.
Well, it's pretty political to chant Heil. Well, to sing to a song called Heil Hitler, you're being political.
It's like I don't know why you're trying to make me this political figure when it's something that I've tried so hard to avoid. It's like I want to talk about LooksMaxing, but my position on everything is like I'm not going to be scared to collaborate with people. That's something that was good for my career objectively, to collab with bigger creators. It's like just as I would with any leftist. Like it really doesn't make any sense for you to do this whole Jester Max where you're trying to make me this like right-wing guy. When
I'm not joking.
Straight up.
I'm literally doing. I'm actually literally. Well, no. Hang on. I'm literally.
Oh boy, you gotta admit that this is so rich. This is so rich.
Hang on, Clav. I'm literally doing the opposite. I'm actually giving you the chance to say you're not one of those right-wing guys, that you don't idolize Hitler.
There you go.
That you don't
for the sixth time.
Well,
I just said I'm not political. Yes, okay, that's my comment. Okay. So it's like if you're gonna make me come on here and denounce like every single political figure, I'm not political. That's all you're getting, Piers. That's all you're getting is I am not political whatsoever. Anyway. Okay, so back to LooksMaxing. Back to LooksMaxing, Piers.
I understand.
Like you're not going to have this gotcha moment where you have.
I'm going to try. Okay, it's not a gotcha moment. You were singing Heil Hitler, right? You made it political, not me. As I said to you at the start of the interview, I will always challenge people on what comes out of their mouths. You were singing Heil Hitler.
Just admit that it was a stupid idea to actually do that, and that you were drunk and you were on meth and everything.
With a bunch of people, some of whom...
I don't think he's a weasel this time there, Quick Pump. I will agree with you that he's a weasel, but he's not being a weasel. Clavicular's trying to weasel away from that controversy. He should have known that he would have been asked about that once he went on Piers Morgan. He wouldn't have ignored it.
Have been brazenly...
Even a spook and picking cotton out of the cotton field in the 17 and 1800s would have known that Piers Morgan would have under that. Even the dumbest honky in the worst trailer park in Kentucky would know that. I mean, seriously.
Anti-Semitic. I'm simply asking you, do you feel comfortable?
Red Panda Bear, I couldn't work out with my cousin. At this point in time, he's well surpassed me. I mean, I would look pretty bad lifting less weight than he does. Not only that, my age. So no, I wouldn't work out with my cousin. He would literally kill me.
Looking back on that video, do you wish you hadn't done it?
I mean, if it was 20 years ago, yeah, I would definitely live with them, but I'm just way too old at this point.
And do you understand why people were so offended by it?
Yeah, I absolutely understand why people are offended by it, but at the end of the day, it's like something that went viral, and you know, like, I'm a content creator, but it was sort of more of a headache than it was a positive. So at the end of the day, and
headache for you, but an entire club was completely shut down because of you. That's going to probably go out of business.
I didn't play the song, so I've got nothing to say about that.
You're not sorry about singing along to it?
I had nothing to do with it, Pierce, at the end of the day.
He's not going to apologize.
You did sing it.
Had nothing to do with it, Pierce. Like, I don't know why you're trying to, constantly circle back. It's like, I'm not political.
No, I'm not. I just
it.
Okay. I've tried.
That all.
I've given you three. I've just given you three opportunities, given you expressed regret for people who were offended and so on, to apologise. You've chosen not to. You don't have to. I'm not forcing you. I'm not trying to gotcha you.
Would you like to apologise for being with Ghislaine Maxwell and being in the Epstein files?
No.
Would you like to apologise for that?
No, because I've told you.
Oh, going to the Epstein. Oh, that's cold. Everyone practically, even Whoopi Goldberg, is in the Epstein files, but Pierce is not. As far as I know, he's not accused of anything particular.
I'm in the Epstein files.
No apology. Based. Yeah, no, Epstein had aura.
You don't understand. You don't understand.
Epstein had aura, Pierce. W admit.
Sorry?
Are you saying he had aura, so you're not going to apologize?
No, what do you think I'm apologizing for?
Well, you just said you're not going to apologize.
What do you want me to apologize for?
For being involved with Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein.
Well, obviously, as I've said to you, I never met Epstein or had anything to do with him. None of the references to me in the Epstein files show any improper behavior at all. I'm simply mentioned in references to disconnected events like luncheons and so on that had nothing to do with him or Maxwell. And I met Ghislaine Maxwell for 5 minutes at a book launch where we talked about her father, Robert Maxwell, who owned the newspaper that I was the editor of for 10 years after he died. So there's nothing to apologize for. Whereas in your case, because you've expressed regret over being caught up in a situation that you said was out of your control, I don't think it's unreasonable of me to say, well, are you sorry? If you're not, you're not. If you are, now...
Yeah, he tried to catch him with the Epstein. Like I said before, there's a lot of people mentioning the Epstein files, but you're not guilty by association or just because your name is in a particular file. There's a million names in that file. There's none of Obama because Obama was a nobody before all of this occurred. So, I mean, Piers Morgan has been around for a long time. So, yeah, I'm not surprised there's mentions of him in there. That's not a surprise. But the mentions in there are indirectly related to him there. So,
how's your chance?
Well, listen, we've talked about all those situations. So, like,
he's not going to apologize. Let's take over. Let's check out Bone Smashing.
Themselves in the eye and cause a lot of trauma or, severe harm to themselves. So, like, these are things that could be very dangerous if, done improperly, but also things that can have a...
Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay, that's nothing. Okay, I can get back to it.
A lot of benefit, and this is always the nuance that I give. So it's sort of a double-edged sword on whether or not I recommend it. It's like, if done properly, with the proper precautions, it can be a good thing, and it will be a good thing, but there is a lot of risk involved.
See, I just don't think smashing your face up is a good thing to be encouraging anyone to do.
Okay, well, tell me why not.
Because I think the obvious potential downside massively outweighs any potential upside. And there's also a kind of wider point I'd say to you, which is, well, to me, like my overriding view of your whole sort of philosophy about
no, but like why do you not recommend bone smashing? What's actually wrong with it?
Well, self-evidently, because smashing. Well, I can tell you why I don't recommend bone smashing. I literally smashed a bone 5 weeks ago. I broke my femur falling over, needed a hip replacement. It's wrecked my life for the last 5 weeks. I can't.
Well, we're talking about
fly,
very intentional, localized microtraumas.
I know.
Talking about falling over.
I know,
and breaking your hip.
Yeah. I know.
So are you saying
it's
not possible for you to have,
It's funny how he's arguing over the benefits of bone smashing. I mean, it's minty, that's for sure.
Semblance of precision to not just completely shatter your orbital rim or something? Like, it seems like a very easy thing to do.
I think my overriding question about all of this for you is...
So what's wrong with it? What's
slightly...
wrong with
Hang on. Well, I don't think it's a good idea to encourage people. If you do,
but why?
Perfectly entitled to. If you've done it and it worked for you, great. And I don't dispute that you look good, right? You're a good-looking young man, no problem.
No comment, Red Pier. I mean, it doesn't really matter how many times he's mentioned in that Epstein book. There's a lot of other questionable things, with Stormy Daniels and stuff like that, but I don't really want to get into it. Trump is the president of the United States, and we do what he has to tell us. He tells us to do. So I don't even. Yeah. Even without the Epstein files, people would still look at Trump the same way, and that would be based on what he's already been accused of, besides Epstein.
Being very successful with
So, in other words, you don't need the Epstein files to, Trump would still have that aura of controversy around him, regardless.
Philosophy, okay? These things are just a given. But I've met a lot of very good-looking people in my career, and a lot of them end.
Boring. Next.
It would take a little bit of thinking to kind of determine, and maybe some surveys.
And what about women? Because I was very surprised about what you said about Sydney Sweeney. You said, I would say that she's the same thing that I explained to you at the start about.
They got another one that says Piers asked Clavicle for clavicular, his dreams for the future. And then he goes back to this here.
Interviews with Tate and Fuentes and others, is that all I do is put to people what they've done and said, right? In the same way that you said to me. I saw a picture.
It's a 2.5-hour show, KCB.
Picture of you with Ghislaine Maxwell, or you're in the Epstein vault, and I can answer you. I expect to get questions, I answer them. And my advice to you is if you don't want to be asked about stuff like being in the back of a van with a bunch of right-wing headbangers singing Heil Hitler, then the best thing to do is not be in the back of a van singing Heil Hitler with a bunch of right-wing headbangers. Would you agree with me?
I would agree with you. I mean, you're sitting there with Nick Fuentes, right-wing, Myron Gaines. You're sitting... Was Sneeko there? I think Sneeko was there, too. You were there with Andrew Tate. You're sitting there with a bunch of right-wing guys, and here you are, doing the same thing that they're doing. So, yeah, Pierce is right. You made it political when you started singing along with Heil Hitler.
Not necessarily, because, like, if someone puts a song on and you're sitting in a car, like, I don't really understand how that's supposed to be my fault. And, like, why do you keep coming back to this, man? It's like, it's so silly to me,
Well, because you said to me that the only part of the interview you didn't like was when I got political, and I'm throwing back at you that the only reason I brought that up is because the biggest news story involving you this year.
But that's not even like a relevant. That's not even like a relevant story. That's like something that happened like.
It's a big story.
Over a month ago. It's like that's literally 4 press cycles previous though. Like how is that even? How's that even something that you're still bringing up?
Of course it's relevant. Of course it's relevant, and it's not me being political. It's something
Not at
you
all.
did. You got to own it. You got to own it and say whether you feel ashamed about it or not, whether you're sorry or not. It's up to you. I don't care. It's just something that you did that was very newsworthy and very notable. And like I say, I don't think you're one of those guys. Maybe you are. Maybe you want to keep hanging out with them, and maybe you don't have any problem with it. I just don't think you're one of those guys.
Listen, I have no problem collabing with controversial figures, because that's just kind of my brand. Is like, the same way that you're uncensored and the same way that you interview people, same way I'm gonna, do collaborations. So I really have no problem doing any of the controversial collabs.
Well, look, we spent nearly an hour talking. I've enjoyed getting to know you a little better. I hope.
Boo. Oh, boy. And like I said, if you guys are wondering why he's up there, it's clavicular. He's the hottest product out there. I mean, I hate to tell you this. Everyone is talking about clavicular. It's no different than me back in 2007. Nobody hardly knew who I was. But RX Muscle interviewed me because folks from the late 90s to probably 2015, I was the biggest and most prolific internet trolls that ever existed. Before there was Vegan Games, before there was Jay Masters, before there was Big Lenny, before there was anyone else, before any YouTube, social media, even bodybuilding forums, when there was only a such thing as a news group, 1996, there was one guy out there trolling, and that was me, V-I-N-C-E. And that's how people got to know me. That's why I got the interviews on RX Muscle and all of the other stations at that time. That's how I got famous. All right? When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. I'm going to be honest with you. If I was doing the same shit that I was doing back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and I was born just a couple of years earlier, man, I would have more subscribers than Vegan Games. It's just that I'm outdated at this point in time. I mean, really. Who knows? Maybe I might come up with some way to, get things other famous. But again, Matt, thanks for the donation. Let's go ahead and start with videos. Oh, boy. And let's see what my fellow pissies has put into the postings. Let's get started. Indeed.
Tell you what, Dub sends me any nudes, they're going to Dillon Police Department. I'm saying that right here on live. 2:49 in the morning. If I get any strange nudes of Dub sent to me, I'm going to assume they're probably from him and he's a fag, and I'm going to forward them to the department. I don't want to fight a naked guy. Does he run around naked? Dude, I would not want to see his wife naked. Does that little skeezer even have titties? She looks like she chain smokes, drinks coffee all day. What a little fucking ratty looking little chick. Jesus Christ. I'll bet she's been fucked by a bunch of Indians too. Oh, I gotta read Matthew's fucking. Jesus Christ, Dubs, you fucking what's the name of that hyperactivity drug for little retard kids?
Ritalin.
Are you on that?
Oh Father on Rumble is a whole lot better than on YouTube. Now I see why he moved over. Now he could say what he wants to say and not have YouTube grabbing, trying to tuck him in and stuff here. So, oh, that was good. That was good.
I want a gun.
Okay. You can have anything you want. Anything you want, you can have. I got 9 inches for you too.
You what?
I got 9 inches for you.
9?
9.5. I'll give it to you one day.
Let's see.
You're gonna see it. And you're gonna feel it too.
Let's see.
Okay? Man, yeah.
Well, they don't call him Rampage for nothing. Oh boy.
Oh shit, is there a full new video? Oh, 11 days ago now.
You see, KCB, I already knew that there was a vegan gang suing and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's why I waited on it, So we had time to watch the clavicular one, and we got time for everything. It's a 2.5-hour show. It's cool.
These are all going to be...
I mean, Pierce Morgan is in like his 70s there, Chuck E. Cheese. By the way, what's up, dog? How you been?
very stupid.
Someone left a...
He fucking included me in one of his lawsuits. Yeah, here we go. February 17th, 2026. Summons issued as to Richard Burgess and provided to pro se plaintiff. U.S. mail service on defendants in the manner prescribed by Rule 4, Civil Procedure. Notice to attorneys receiving summons electronically must provide summons like... I have no fucking idea. And apparently this is a $405 filing fee. Complaint against Richard Burgess. So I'm expecting to never hear anything about this because he has a history of never paying for the filing fees. But if this guy is like he's been doing this, adding people to these lawsuits, like that is crazy. $405 for the filing fee. So I've seen some of the like court documents where he'll add like 10 people. And it kind of makes sense that he's not paying for the filing fees because when he's just arbitrarily adding like 10 people to some of these lawsuits he's got going on, you can see how that would add up over time.
And eventually the courts are going to say enough of this. I mean, really. They're just going to say enough of this. I should know. I used to, like I said, as a detention officer, I used to have to listen to judges all the time whenever I brought people up to the judges, and I would spend hours and hours. If you work as a detention officer and you work at the courts, you're going to learn a lot about your Constitution. You're going to learn about the judicial system as far as to how things work, basically. I mean, practically speaking, I spent enough time to where I could probably pass the bar or get close to it with all of the time I've spent.
But I literally have no fucking idea what... So, this guy is watching my streams. And I had a feeling he's been watching my streams for a long time. So, he's upset that I've been making fun of him on stream and pointing out how he's been going fucking crazy and being stupid.
Yep.
And this is what this is. So, yeah.
All of this... The comment on my YouTube channel saying that Paul Saladino paid Dr. Taban to botch me, And believe it or not, this is something I thought about for a long time before getting my eye.
Hey, KCB, I got a bar for you. A big, giant chocolate bar. Be quiet while I'm reading this thing here. I'm trying to listen to some mints, so pay attention to the great one and my cousin.
Eye surgery, and it
Oh my god, he's gone crazy.
was the main deterrent. I knew these secret society people didn't like me. I knew that all these doctors are in that club. So I was genuinely scared that they would botch me on purpose. Now, did they? Very good question. The only reason I think it's a possibility is because of the amount of tissue the doctor removed from my medial wall. It was absolutely insane. Absolutely crazy. I find it very difficult to believe that any doctor that has ever performed an orbital decompression would intentionally remove that much tissue from someone's medial wall. It's either intentional,
This guy is like actually losing his mind. Paul Saladino paid Dr. Taban to botch his surgery.
botch, or he's the most grossly incompetent doctor ever. So it's kind of hard because this guy, Taban, who supposedly had the best reputation, either botched me on purpose or did a horrendous job that like a medical school student would know better. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Did they botch me on purpose? It's not out of the realm of possibility. Other things in favor of that are me not getting compensated, him getting away with it completely, all the Google reviews being removed, anything negative about this doctor being wiped completely off online. So, that's another scary thing. Hey, these doctors can botch you on purpose. Maybe if you're a different religion or you're from a different group of people or you're not in the club, who knows? Maybe the doctor just didn't like you. If they know they can get away with this evil stuff and they can botch you on purpose, like, what's stopping them? And there are, not saying this doctor specifically, although he has botched a lot of people, there have been doctors that were just evil people and harmed their patients on purpose. It's not something that hasn't happened. And those are the only ones we've heard about, How many dozens, if not hundreds or thousands of doctors are sadistic or evil and doing satanic rituals? I mean, that's kind of into...
I mean, I'm sure that they're, given the billions of people in this world, I'm sure one or two are probably doing satanic rituals and stuff, but oh boy, there's a lot I could say about that.
Conspiracy theories and crazy stuff, but there's a lot of really insane things that go on in this world, and what this guy did to my eyes is a testament and proof for how evil some people can be.
Yeah, Frank's crazy.
Honestly, though, Frank, if you've spoken to other people that have been botched by him, they all say the same thing. He took so much tissue and botched it so badly that many people say they think he did it on purpose. I think he's a sociopath. Yeah, if I had to bet, I would lean towards he did it on purpose.
He made the same...
I did pound a tan on Sunday. Yeah, I did that. I broke my drought, basically. I decided may as well knock the lining out some poor guy's asshole. So I did that Sunday. Actually, twice. So he got some ding-ding. Laid up in bed for another 15 minutes. Then gave him a little bit more ding-ding. So, yeah, I was taking a sabbatical, and then I had to take a batical to that asshole.
Video and uploaded it twice.
For sure. And it doesn't make sense that a doctor that's performed hundreds, if not thousands, of this specific procedure.
No, it's okay to ask there. I'm just keeping it real and telling it to you like it is. I pounded me some mangina, you know what I mean?
Doesn't know what happens when he removes that amount. He absolutely does. So, in front of the court at trial, there's only two possible answers. He did it on purpose, or he is so grossly incompetent that he caused almost irreparable damage to me. There's no good way it really looks for him. And above that, even performing a medial decompression on someone is very sketchy, because when I spoke to Dr. Raymond Douglas, he doesn't even do medial decompressions on people without thyroid eye disease, only lateral, so makes you wonder. So Meager Insurance Agency still hasn't paid for my roof. What they have paid for, ironically, is a lawyer to retain against me in my lawsuit. So go figure. I still have a ton of water coming into my house, so it's the
Just go ahead and get the roof on and then sue later on. I mean, geez. The only thing you're messing up is your house there, you know. I mean, especially with all the snow out there these days.
He's trying to scam insurance companies. They're like, this is just nonsense.
First.
Well, he is sorry. He hasn't got any ding ding for about 4 years. You know, and stuff. So he, you know, I had to break him in, you know. It is what it is.
Non-icy day in northeastern PA. Still raining, but I had to get some more tarps on this roof to prevent any further damage. All the ceilings in the house already need to be replaced. Water leaked through the roof into all the ceilings, all the drywall's out. I mean, this went from like a $40,000 claim.
He had on some nice red thigh highs and some heels and stuff. I just had those legs up on my shoulder, flipped them around a little bit, you know. I tried to cock one leg up and keep it down, but he said he was cramping, so I went back to putting both legs over the shoulder, you know. It was a lot more comfortable position for him, but, you know. Anyway.
Now it's probably $60,000, $70,000, and it's just getting worse and worse. I'm just trying to prevent any mold or even crazier issues, but I don't know. It's looking like we're going to have to get the local court to force Meager Insurance Agency to pay me. I mean, they have a perfect 5-star rating on Google, so it seems like they just steal people's money and then pay off Google to keep their reviews perfect without actually being a legitimate insurance company. So Meager Insurance. So this is the Google.
Well, most people don't try to commit insurance frauds that they can get out of debt.
Review page for Meager Insurance Agency. Sorry about my hair and camera. I got weird lighting over here. But you will not be able to see my 1-star review. I can see it, but it's going to be shadow banned and censored for anyone. And I would argue that 5-star rating for insurance companies is worse than a 1 or 2-star rating. All insurance companies are scammers. All of them are horrific. All of them should have horrendous Google ratings. What scares me is that
insurance companies that have been around for long enough, they're going to have bad reviews. I don't know how long that company's been around for, but that's weird that they have all 5-star ratings. There's obviously going to be somebody leaving.
Well, all of the reviews are reviewed and you have to be verified. You can't leave them at random. But yeah, but anyway, people don't really pay too much attention to those.
Bad review.
What? Meager Insurance are such good expert scammers. They are so good at ripping people off that they've made plenty of money to pay off Google. So I would be scared to death of any company with a perfect 5-star rating, because you know for sure they've screwed over at least several thousand people really badly, and they've made a ton of money, and that evil old man in that photo is probably the reason behind a lot of it. Go figure. Fucking degenerates, dude. So this is the Google review. So not only does my house not have a roof, I also have no personal vehicle, because last October I got in a car accident and another perfectly rated insurance company, State Farm.
Relax, Mike. I didn't do anything in those prisons there, you know. Here's the thing, Mike. If I had tried to do anything in the prison, I mean, regardless, even if I snuck a pack of cigarettes to someone, it's a felony. I'm a public official. You can't do that, you know. I mean, and having sex with an inmate, that, oh God, I would get at least 3 or 4 years easy. I mean, this isn't something that you would get probation on. Anything that a public official does is automatically a felony. Okay? Even if I slipped on a banana peel, it's a felony because I'm a public official.
He's trying to commit insurance fraud.
Has refused to pay the claim. So
That's a lie. They paid the claim. It's just that the value of the vehicle is very low, and he wasn't happy with the payout.
I have to go months and months and months, racking up my credit card with car rental fees, and at what point am I going to be compensated? I've had to file lawsuits against both of these agencies in the courts, but they usually take at least a year to even have a hearing. So, I mean, and if I file a motion for sanctions, the judge is going to laugh at me like I'm a bum out on the street in front of the courthouse or like some random kid knocking on his window. Like, the local courts don't care. So the only thing I can do is post about this on social.
Glaze the cheeks, actually. Glaze the cheeks. You know. It did drip down to his balls there because he had his balls tucked on the outside, I guess, there. I had to push him back in because I try not to look at that stuff, but that was just there, you know. Yeah, I think what happened is when I lifted up on him before I shot, you know, I grabbed under it and everything, and those balls was just swinging and stuff. So I think some of it dripped down onto his ball sack, but most of it went over his cheeks, you know.
Social media and hope that I get some help because.
He said not the face, not the face. And, you know, I'm not a gorilla pimp or anything like that. I'm only going to shoot in someone's face unless they ask for it specifically. Otherwise, it's going to be the cheeks. You know what I mean? Because I have a towel next door. You can wipe it off, and then that way you don't get any more slime on your sheets than you have to. Just keeping it real and telling it to you like it is.
What's the point of paying for insurance if they don't do anything when things go wrong and you have emergencies?
This beef behind me, thousands of pounds of fresh, local, grass-fed beef from a cow that was alive 5 days ago. For reference, any meat in your local supermarket is minimum 6 weeks old, sometimes up to 2 months old because of how commercial beef processing is. And one of our customers did a grocery haul where the top comment was complaining that, oh, the meat's frozen, I can't follow my raw primal diet. First of all, we have a fresh meat shipping option on the website. I guess the raw primal dieters can't afford the $5. Second of all, I'm not down here doing this absurdly crazy stuff. I would bet my life that no one else has beef this fresh. I promise you, no one else in the entire United States has 5-day-old beef ready to be shipped out Monday of next week. I promise you that. People slam.
Well, he's usually completely and utterly full of shit. So, you know, some of the reason why, you know, like, they wait so long to sell beef is because it changes the flavor for the better. If you just freshly slaughter an animal, it tastes weird. So I don't know how that's necessarily a benefit.
Yeah, but I did knock the lining out of it. I mean, folks, you got to know that eventually that's going to happen. But another great video by my good friend Pugman. And, of course, y'all be sure to thank Pugman. No non-cookie cutter skater goddess. All right, let's see what we got.
When the United States won gold in figure skating for the first time in 24 years, the entire country went ballistic. This celebration has been aided by an extremely charismatic figure skater, Elisa Liu, who seems to have become America's sweetheart after her performance exuded so much personality that the internet fell in love with her. From her expressive visual identity manifesting as halo ring hair that I'm sure will start cropping up in schools, to her extremely strong social media presence, it turns out Elisa is becoming a bona fide celebrity. It also turns out Elisa has a tragic backstory that works extremely well in ensuring the United States feels like she deserves to win, as she burnt out from skating in 2022 and ended up quitting. Now she's rising from the ashes like a wintry phoenix and has managed to blow everyone's expectations out of the water. For the United States, it probably feels incredible because the country desperately needs a win for everyone to get behind. Not only did Elisa complete her routine with a big smile and clear passion for her sport the entire time, but her infectious energy has resulted in millions of memes and posts celebrating the fact that we are so back. There's been so many stories surrounding the United States and the troubles it's facing that hearing about one of their own taking gold might just be the push it needs to feel a sliver of hope about the future. At the end of the day, perhaps this reveals the true nature and intention of competitions like
People don't know what patriotism is, and even if it fell on top of their fucking heads here. I mean, seriously.
the Winter Olympics. It allows nations to partake in fun games in which their chosen champions can unite citizens watching at home with a sense of national pride. There's no harm in wishing one's own country well in the nature of good sportsmanship, and when a particular athlete does well whilst making a big impression, then that's more than enough cultural impact for an entire nation to get behind. Then you couple the fact that Elisa has publicly announced her love of anime like Chainsaw Man, and that she's keeping up with
Chainsaw Man is freaking awesome. I had ignored it because I thought it was a stupid title, but Chainsaw Man is a great anime. I was quite surprised with it. I may watch something afterwards because I don't have to work tomorrow.
with the manga, then the Chronically Online have every reason to get behind her too. In this instance, we are seeing a person playing both sides to come out on top by being insanely good at sports and outwardly enjoying what was once considered nerdier pursuits, and it seems to be working as the glazing levels online are insane. In short, Elisa Liu winning gold for the United States at the Winter Olympics has led to an outpouring of support for the athlete, as online spaces have been going nuts making endless memes about the charismatic figure skater. What meme would you guys like me to give a lesson in next? Let me know in the comments below.
And remember, like and subscribe.
Shut up, fool. Got his hair parted like Grandpa from the Munsters. I miss Al there, you know.
The roundhouse kick, that's the original one. That's the way they used to do it back in the day. Yeah? Yeah.
You like a fighter too? Roundhouse kick?
I used to be an MMA fighter, and people don't semi-pro, amateur, whatever you can call it. And people are making fun of my videos. You want me to prove you how I got hurt? See my teeth? They're all busted up. You see that? See them? They're all busted up. I was in a fight with a guy in the ring who weighed 200 pounds, and he knocked me right in the jaw and busted my teeth. So if you don't believe that I was a fighter, you can see these ding teeth. And don't believe me, because you know what? If I got a fight with you,
show you Jason Genova getting some pussy.
And I'm ready.
What do you look for in a woman? Like, tell us like.
What am I looking for a woman? I'm looking for a woman who has nice tits.
like ladies on sheets.
A nice rack, a nice ass, and a nice model body. I like girls who are models. You haters, I'm gonna burn you for pink slips, and you know what? I'll burn your ass off the road because I'm a champ. Peace out. I'm taking this stuff very, very, very seriously. And if you think I'm a joke, watch me November 14th prove you when I'm shredded. You will be in shock. Your jaws will drop. I will lose 25, 30 pounds. I will go into my cocoon and just burst. And you will see another freaking human being, a monster. That is it. Kai Green, you're a great role model to the bodybuilding community. I announced you last time. I want you to come out and talk, because in 10 years, I'm going to be bigger than your ass. And I'm going to think, you may be a great bodybuilder, but I got potential because I believe in myself with all my heart. So you know what? Just believe in me. I'm a great fan of yours, but no homo. But in 10 years, I'm going to come over and dominate you and take your phone away because I'm the next champ. I'm going to play. Sign off. Hasta la vista, baby. Bye. You gay fucking homo. Peace out.
Oh boy. Some classic mints here. Do you think the hangers-ons ever put Janoi on a cruise level? I'm sure Genova has gotten some real stuff before, but yeah, but probably not the right stuff. You know, probably someone ripped them off for something that may amount to just pro hormones. But then again, he was taking a lot of stuff from Blackstone Labs, which, you know, in any event.
According to most of the fitness industry, I should be dead from this, or at least snapped up and losing all my gains. I haven't eaten a single calorie in 3 days. I'm flexing my spine with weight, and to top it all off, I'm in my mid-30s and not on PRP. I should be injured for life, losing all my gains, right? But instead, I'm setting a rep PR, and that's not because I'm special, I'm not. It's because most of the experts in this industry telling you all this stuff are wrong about a lot. They have huge holes in their knowledge, and while they try to paper over this with PhDs and credentials, a lot of times they're just going off assumptions. So do your own research. That's what they used to tell us back in the day before they switched to doing your own research is dangerous. Trust the experts, right? You'd be surprised how much there is to find out for yourself. According to most of the fitness industry, I should...
What a loser. What kind of exercises are those? You're going to tear your spine out. You may not feel it now, but you definitely will feel it down the line there. That's for sure.
Oh shit, is there a full new video?
Oh, we already watched that one here. Sorry, KCB, someone beat you to that one. All right. Well, like I said, I didn't have that many videos. I do got one more.
I have been sent clips of Dubs, just going off the deep end, going off on a deep end of anger, and his wife is encouraging it. His wife is pure evil. She is pure toxic. You have to understand something in the perspective that I'm talking about. I have witnessed men die, murdered, because of the woman that they are with. A woman will get a man killed because she cannot control herself, and Dubs, your wife doesn't give a fuck about you. Yes, I'm saying that. Your wife is so evil and so toxic that she does not give a fuck about you. She wants you to unload. She wants you to go off on the deep end. She wants you to confront people, even if it means your death. She doesn't give a fuck about you. I know that firsthand, witnessing it for myself. I have seen men die by the gun, die by the blade. May God strike me fucking dead. Your wife is your own worst enemy. And I know that she is in the same room with you. Either she's in the same room with you or sitting next to you, and she is encouraging you over and over again to take on this path. She, mark my words, she will be the end of you. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be Jay. It's not going to be Bubba Emu, Matthew. It's not going to be Goodrum. No. It's going to be something random where you're out in public with your wife because she is pure evil.
I have a feeling he's not welcome to go out anywhere, Dylan.
She is going to keep egging you on, and she will be the end of you. Something is going to happen to you, and your wife is going to be right next to you, just flapping her fucking mouth in your ear, and she will be the end of you.
Yeah, don't bring her to Florida. She'll get his fucking face punched.
Your wife is fucking evil.
If I saw those two coming at me, I'd punch him right in the fucking face.
Be the end of you. She doesn't love you.
She looks like a little mess head.
No love to give.
I saw her in that video. She looks like a little crackhead.
My words. Your wife will be the end of you.
She looks like a crackhead.
Anyway, I gotta go. It's over. I got shit to do. God bless. And Dubs, I really hope that I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
That's the difference between you and I and everyone else. I really hope that I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong about your wife.
No, you can tell by looking at her, she's a skeezer. Nate, Dubs sent nudes to T.O.
Oh boy, this is going, it's good to have Father on Rumble. Not so much for Cuban, but, it's good. He's going to be able to unleash like no one's ever unleashed. So when we get back, we're going to play the Tefano shorts. And then I got something a little special for you. I'll be right back, folks. Got to take a piss. In a shit, maybe. Probably not a shit, but you get my point. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Yep. Hang tight for a minute, folks. I will. Oh yeah. Should I show y'all this picture? Nah. I get a community strike. It's just a picture of a nice tan slobbing the great one's knob. It was just sent to me. Oh boy. Yeah, I sure did. Not the lining out of that here. Now, let's play the Tefano shorts. And like I said, I got a couple of good things for you. Trust me on this here, okay? Trust me. It's no time for pizza. I'm not having pizza for dinner tonight. I got leftover salmon that I cooked yesterday. And I'm going to be having that. Technically, we've already played the Tefano shorts, actually, so I don't really need to play these at all. There's not any actual new ones. I'm not going to play his prostate protection bullshit neither. So instead, let's move on to another feature presentation. I want you guys to check out this stupidity right here. I want y'all to check this out. All right. This is ridiculous.
What's up, y'all? I gotta get me a couple.
So, this spook decides he wants to shovel out 20 inches of his snow so he can drive down and get a cup of coffee here. Nigga, are you out your goddamn mind? I mean, I want you to watch it there. This is nuts here, folks. If you are in New York or in a place where there's a lot of snow, stay your monkey ass in.
Coffee. Look at my car. How you doing?
I want you guys to look at this. Look how much snow is on the freaking ground. All right? You can't... This would be a perfect time to make coffee at home.
That's my car right there. It's definitely over for the snow out here. Definitely over for the snow. Look at my car. But I don't give a goddamn how much snow out here. I gotta get me a cup of coffee. I gotta get me a cup of coffee.
You know, the time that he takes for actually shoveling off the snow, he could simply walk. He could simply walk to get some cup of coffee. That's what I did during the blizzard in Asheville. That's what I did. If I had to go out, I walked. You want to know why? It's safer. That and I didn't have a car at the time.
Need some coffee. 1000%. I don't know how I'm gonna get out. I don't know how I'm gonna get out.
I'm gonna enlarge this shit. Look how ridiculous it is. Okay, you can get that off.
There you go.
Casey, he shares custody with his mama, so he's probably over his mama's place. I mean, this is crazy. Boy, you know, I literally speaking, he wants to get a cup of coffee, he's willing to do all that. You know, it would be funny if he got all the way down to the store and the place was closed. He does? Well, I really don't care, Ryan. I mean, they do begin that. He does talk like him, I guess. So, I mean, that's what he says, Ryan. But even with custody, he's still got to spend some time with his mama, you know. She does have visitation rights or whatever, even if that's the case here, so. I know Sean definitely does not have sole custody.
Gotta give me a cup of coffee.
So again, he might be with his mama. I really don't care. He definitely ain't in school, so he's probably at home. Somewhere, either at Sean's house or Mama's house. He's a very precocious kid. I'm not going to go make fun of kids or anything. That's not my style. I wish all the best for him there. Yeah, he is like a mini Sean. I just hope he doesn't act. I hope when he grows up, he doesn't act like his dad. I mean, really. Stay out of trouble. Don't be doing none of that tax fraud stuff. Do you know the absurdity of this here? I mean, literally. He is shoveling off snow in order to get a cup of coffee. So even if he gets the car shoveled off, what about the path to get out? Oh, is he done shoveling on the car? Oh, man. No, he isn't. I hope he ain't gonna... He just took off enough snow to get the front. That is so ghetto right there. getting a good workout, though. I will admit that.
It's not that heavy like that one last month. I gotta get a cup of coffee.
Yes, we know you gotta get a cup of coffee, yeah. You know, while he's doing that, he can turn on his car and put the defrost on if he was smart enough to think about that. I mean, you're already gonna go get a cup of coffee, and while you're shoveling, you could turn on the car vehicle. You could start hitting the defrost button. You want to know why he doesn't think of that?
This is my workout right here.
You want to know why he doesn't think of that? Because he's a monkey. He's a monkey.
Y'all saw me sweat.
Just wait and see, Ryan. He's gonna do the ghetto version of getting out. I mean, that is a pretty good workout. But I'm still not digging out anything just to get a cup of coffee. It'd be funny if that coffee place was closed. It really would be. Why would he do something like this? I have no clue. But he is making good progress. I think he has enough snow now to get out, actually, if he goes through a little momentum. But it's going to really all depend.
I look like a black.
Can we maybe react to 20 minutes of this documentary?
Matt with a $8 donation. Sure, we can react to that.
You're not welcome here, and you're not welcome in a lot of...
Where is that coming from?
Other places based on your videos.
You don't own this place. You don't own America.
So you should move on. Nobody wants you here. Please move out.
That anti-Semitism is lucrative, huh?
I obviously thought that we should pay for their money, so why don't you move to a different country?
Why don't you go back to Israel? That would be my question.
You got like
public safety.
I'd say 150 calls about you already.
What are they calling about?
People trying to live a quiet life.
You two gentlemen, I saw a video of you walking into 136 Hillside. They asked not to come back.
Amazing.
If you come back, it'll be a
Trespass.
trespassing.
So you say anti-Semitism, I say anti-Goyism.
The Jewish community is extremely racist.
You have a group of people that call themselves God's people. You are a Semite supremacist.
Elon Musk has 12 kids.
This gonna be good.
Why can't I have 12 kids?
He pays for them. You're arguing that I should pay for your kids.
I'm arguing that the government said.
That's our money. I pay taxes.
Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? Can I call the cops on you? Look at him.
We may be in a corrupt hellhole. So what am I being pulled over for?
We got a call. Keep your hands on the steering wheel.
This is Lakewood, New Jersey, home to one of the largest and fastest growing Orthodox Jewish communities in America, having anywhere from 6 to 10 kids per family.
What is wrong with the quality of this here? Jeez. We can do better than that. I don't know why it was streaming at 360. It shouldn't have been.
Causing the community's rapid growth to spill into the neighboring towns of Jackson, Toms River, Brick, and Howell, causing non-Jewish residents to fear that their town will soon be turned into Little Jerusalem, just like Lakewood.
Oh my God, is that it? Go to Nicholtown, South Carolina. There's nothing but colored people such as myself there. Every community has a majority or most, I mean, literally. I hope he's not going to do what he's going to.
Tactics within this community, I would liken it to organized crime.
You were the vice chairman of the Israel Advisory Committee for Donald Trump in 2016. How did you get a relationship with the White House? Who in the White House?
I don't want to say.
Who are we messing with here right now, Chris? Is this video a mistake, man?
I'm going to be honest. The powers out here are pretty immense.
It's not about Jackson. Jackson is a test case. If it isn't squashed soon, is going to take over the entire country.
It's already a problem in all the surrounding towns. You have billionaires from Lakewood being involved, people connected to the President of the United States.
In New Jersey, is there room for a two-state solution? No, there's clearly not. I think it's going to be a fight.
I ride around Lakewood. There are.
I want to see the fighting. Wish this thing had some timestamps on it.
Jews can be anywhere. The sun is coming down, and it's the last opportunity to pray what's called mincha, which is afternoon services. And they could be in the most important meetings, and they'll go pray, and they could care less about anything happening. The same things with Shabbos. We come home, our families are waiting. We sing Shalom Aleichem. We welcome in the Shabbos, and you'll say back Aleichem Shalom, right?
Could they feed 10 kids without those programs?
I am one of 10 children.
You're driving a G-Wagon, bro.
My father was never on any welfare. I used to reuse sandwich bags to save my father a penny.
That's great for you.
You're not welcome here, and you're not welcome in a lot of other places based on your video.
What about me, though?
I love you, man. You are funny.
You don't own this place. You don't own America.
That's the thing about Jews. They sure do love niggers. Woo! I'm just kidding.
I can do whatever I want.
Whatever you want.
Get in your G-Wagon, get to work.
You're not trying to bring people together. You never did, you never will. It's who you are. Somebody hurt you deeply, and I'm sorry.
He was right. Someone did hurt me. Whoever told my sponsors to pull out after making one video exploring a community of welfare-addicted Jews. If you want to help me avoid ending up on welfare too, and get access to all of these videos early, and watch never-before-seen content I can't upload on YouTube, go subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/Tyler Oliveira for $5 a month. Back to the video. After speaking to frustrated Goyim in Muncie, I headed to Lakewood, New Jersey, one of the fastest growing Orthodox Jewish communities in America, where a similar Jewish takeover has taken place, leading to the gutting of the public school system, all while turning a predominantly working class Irish and Italian town into Little Jerusalem.
I'm trying to merge a gap to see if there's anything.
So what? Okay, there's a lot of Jews, but they're not banning, I mean, they're not saying that you can't live there. I mean, I don't know, make no
Any
sense.
way that we could actually be one community. Because as you can tell, it's two separate communities. Look around. You will not see a non-Jewish resident here.
We got the Yiddish bus.
This is really all Jewish stores.
Sure.
Now, that pizza place, it's going to be kosher pizza, probably.
A lot of these signs are written in Yiddish, and everything's insulated. Basically, you come here to this plaza, get everything you need. Quite convenient, quite nice.
Now, everyone can shop here, of course. We could go in and they'll be friendly, but everything's geared towards one community. But
And is it always this way? This part here, is this newly developed in the last?
Oh, yeah. So this used to be a concrete yard.
Got it.
So we're almost where we're standing. Used to have rows of concrete trucks.
Sure. It's bustling. It's busy. Now, this place was packed with Jews buying groceries for Shabbos, but keep in mind, Goyim are fully allowed to come in here and shop whenever they please.
They're very friendly. I don't think anybody's going to be nasty to us. Is a lot of the fear bullshit warranted? Definitely not. Definitely not. But I do think they don't feel comfortable enough to do it.
But it's important to understand the bigger picture here. As kosher stores move in, more Jews move here too, creating a positive feedback loop where a town rapidly becomes a Jewish hub, ultimately changing the character and identity of a town, and in Lakewood's case, overwhelming the infrastructure. Before we explore the many implications of life for Goyim as towns like Lakewood become increasingly Jewish, I want you to understand how quickly the word anti-Semitism gets weaponized in real time out here.
That anti-Semitism is lucrative, no?
Why do you think anything that you don't like to see is anti-Semitism? What have I said that's anti-Semitic? Go.
When you talk about people accepting government money, and the overlay is a bunch of pictures of fraud, you're trying to twist it to make it look like we're doing fraud.
There were welfare programs that were defrauded by Jews. What did I say that was a lie?
There are
Go.
welfare programs that are defrauded by
Yes, and I made a Minneapolis video as well. I've made several videos. Why are you being so sensitive?
What you're trying to make it sound is like anyone who accepts government money in the Jewish community is doing fraud.
That's your interpretation.
What you're doing is dangerous.
How is this dangerous? Why should you be treated like a protected group? You're asking for special privileges.
No, we're not. We're asking just to be...
I mean, it's impossible for them to even get special privileges. They can't get any more than we can.
Fair. And you're not being fair.
I am being fair.
This is going to make you a lot of money, and it's going to jump a lot of hatred towards a community that's seeing a rise in anti-Semitism that hasn't been seen in years. Every single day, our lives are at risk, and this is going to lead to more.
My sponsor literally got pulled out of the video once they learned the topic of that video. I lost the sponsorship. How is that lucrative? Tell me. So you say anti-Semitism, I say anti-Goyism. Listen, man, you got a kid in the car, I just noticed. Drive your kid home, get your groceries. You're getting honked at. Let's go. It was good to meet you, though.
We're talking with the United States because the president obviously thought that we should pay for their money, so why don't you move to a different country?
Why don't you move back to Israel then if there's so much anti-Semitism, right? Like that guy said. Why doesn't he go to Israel?
We are giving back.
In theory, welfare is a good idea. It's sweet, right? At what point is it too far? Because this is a program designed to help single moms after they get divorced and keep the kid from starving.
I also disagree with you that someone doesn't have a right to have a child.
I think you should have a child if you can afford it, right?
Interrupt real quick?
Sure. Let's hear it.
Okay. You two gentlemen, I saw a video of you walking into 136 Hillside. They asked not to come back.
Amazing.
If you come back, it'll be a trespassing charge. You're
Fair enough.
If you don't like the laws of America and you think that the government welfare is stupid or whatever,
I would like to change the laws. Just like you would like to create anti-Semitism protection laws that give you guys protected classes and protection against anti-Semitism, whatever that means, right? So why don't you go back to Israel? That would be my question.
Because I like it here.
Same here. I like it here, but I like to make some changes. We can both agree on that, right?
So please keep on moving.
God bless you. There we go. He loves us.
I know. Make a change.
Yeah, you guys have group chats of me. You guys say, beware of this guy like I'm like Hitler or something. I'm like, come on, dude. I'm a nice guy. I talk to everyone.
Elon Musk has 12 kids. Why can't I have 12 kids?
He pays for them.
Your story point over here is that people can't have children if they can't afford them. You, as a society, are born from people who started with two people. Two. Okay? Adam and Eve. That's it. You want to go with the Big Bang, but it started at some point. There was two people. And now there's billions. And there was trillions throughout the world. So you're saying if you cannot
What does that have to do with anything? All of those people didn't have welfare. Adam and Eve had Cain and Abel. Did they have a government to pay for their kids?
You know, this type of video is kind of addictive, but I want to see some fist fighting. Where's the fist fighting at?
There's things that are happening all over
the...
Also, however, it was hijacked. So when our page was taken down, just for stating the facts, when you're bringing out the Kaporis incidents, when they're cutting the necks of the chickens and blood is pouring through the streets, and then you're talking about that and you're posting videos, and all of a sudden your Facebook page gets taken down, only to be replaced with a complete anti-Goyim harassment page. And you could report that page over and over, and you could have a campaign of people reporting that page. Yet that page remained up.
Do you want Lakewood to be predominantly Muslim? Just you personally?
No.
And why?
Because it's a...
Let's say they don't want to kill you.
I'm fine with people moving in, but to have Jewish schools, we have to have a critical mass of Jews here to support Jewish schools. To have kosher grocery stores, supermarkets, we have to have a critical mass of Orthodox Jews here to support kosher supermarkets. By the way,
so using that logic, why would anyone in Jackson want Jackson to have more and more Jews move? If you're arguing there needs to be a critical mass for
how are we infringing on their right, on their ability to do whatever they want?
I'm not saying you are, but why would they want that? Why would it be bigoted?
They don't have to want or not want. If somebody's selling their house to an Orthodox Jew, the Orthodox Jew was allowed to buy the house.
Sure, but I'm talking about the people who are not selling their houses to Orthodox Jews.
Then they have the right to do that.
Of course. But that doesn't make them a bigot to not want it. It doesn't mean they're hateful. It doesn't mean they hate you.
What is it, their lifestyle, that we're going to change?
All right, so we could start with the traffic. Infrastructure-wise, they're just throwing up these ginormous structures. They tend to have basement apartments also, so they'll rent those out. Right now, there's probably upwards 2,000 to 3,000 homes that have been bought and are just being rented.
All right, folks, I'm going to be right back here. Hang tight. Got to take another piss. Oh, boy. All right. Okay, we back. Let's watch more of the Jews. I mean, I got a lot of Jewish friends. I mean, I ain't got a lot of Muslim friends. Again, you know, they don't like gay folks. They like tossing us off the building. What can I do, you know? But Johnny Bravo's still my nigga, though.
Rented out right now by the Orthodox community, that they will move in when they're ready to move into them. There's been a problem with light pollution. Now we're seeing just LED lights everywhere. You know, there's a lot of issues. And then let's just talk about the thing that breaks my heart more than anything, which is the school system. So what's happening is our Board of Education is going bankrupt. Between the formula in the state giving all of the money to the poorer communities, which has been proven to not work. We're losing that kind of funding, but we're being depleted from the busing. We are required by state law to provide busing to all of the private school students. Why are we paying for busing for schools that are not teaching a standard curriculum? If 80% or 90% of their curriculum is religious studies, why are the taxpayers paying for that busing? And then to add insult to injury, we have recently sold 2 of our schools, and they have been bought by the Orthodox community.
Who are you, Chris?
I am a councilman in Jackson, New Jersey.
And what are we in front of right now?
We're in front of the former Sylvia Rosenauer School. The school was unfortunately shut down due to budget issues in Jackson. It was purchased by a private school.
Okay, so this is a private Jewish-only school right now?
Yes. As the state cuts our funding, we continue spending more and more public money on private schools, and it's kind of creating the perfect storm that's destroying our public education system.
So all of the school systems are completely strained by the influence of the Jewish non-students. They don't even use the public school system, but yet it costs the public school system a lot of money.
Because we Orthodox Jews, we pay the full school taxes to support the public schools and for busing. And the only thing that we get to use is busing.
You take Jackson Township, their pass-through budget was nothing in like 2017. What pass-through laws are, they're federal state laws where it says that the school system has to pay for the busing of private school students. The more people that moved into Jackson, they go to school in Lakewood. So no, Jackson has to bus their kids to Lakewood. Now they don't bus non-Jewish students. They have segregated busing. So you have girls bus, boys bus. It costs the towns millions and millions of dollars, while at the same time, it decreases the enrollment that they have. So when the enrollment decreased, couple that with a really shit school funding formula in New Jersey, the towns spend way more money and they get way less in return.
And now, in a modern day and time, who thinks it's okay to separate?
I want to see some fighting. I know, Steve. I'm going to look for some good
C3s.
stuff.
It makes me wonder, are they all charitable? Are they?
Here we go.
Conversation with them. But at the end of the day, they can't be your friend.
Steve, this is quite interesting. Not only that, Matt made a good donation, so shut up.
No parking. Look at that.
They don't want to live amongst us. They don't want to live with us. They just want to live and exist. and not have us be part of their lives. I mean, we've had people stand up at our council meeting in Jackson and say, I'm sorry, we cannot let our children play with your children.
For the Orthodox community, the reason that we choose sometimes to live with ourselves is because we are, as a culture, very careful with the influences our children have. My children don't know about, they don't have any access to YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, any of these things. And part of that safety is that after school, all of us as neighbors share those same values and rules and restrictions.
It's about unity. It's about assimilation. It's about, the American culture, and that's what we're losing.
Can the Jews and the Gentiles get along?
Absolutely. We don't have.
You're calling for unity.
Absolutely. I also understand that this is their way of thinking. This is how they are trained. This is how they were brought up.
We're happy for them to stay. We don't push them out. We had a neighbor Wheeler right across the street over one house. We were sorry to see them go. Is it bad that you have a house that's worth $300,000 and someone says, I really want to live in this neighborhood, I'll give you $600,000 for it?
I think it's great if you're trying to sell your house.
Okay, and if he doesn't have to. Like this woman.
They have some nice houses out there, so I mean.
And she didn't have to sell her house.
Yeah, I think there's an argument in some instances of people who have claimed that they've been pressured, harassed, or intimidated to sell their house.
So it's not intimidation. It only could be that too many people are knocking on their door asking, do you want to sell your house?
Okay, so, there's blockbusting. Okay. That's when they approach you to sell your house, which is a level of harassment. There's intimidation, telling you that, your decorations are not Yiddish, or approaching you and asking you, when are you moving? You could have a child who's 4 or 5 years old, being your neighbor, and you could be very nice to that child, and one day they will just come out and say to you, when are you leaving? Well, that's learned behavior. They're hearing that, right?
There's rows of housing. You saw it yesterday. 4, 5, 6 cars per place. Tight, super tight houses.
The few people that I've spoken to, a lot of it stems from fear and their loss of their way of life, right? I don't think it stems from hatred, from what I've heard.
So some hate it and some fear to change in their in their neighborhood. These people are moving in that don't look like them, that seem different, and I can understand it. But there are laws about discrimination, and people bought homes legally because the non-Jews that lived there made a lot of money off the Jews in selling the home.
Well, look at, Little Italy, and look at Chinatown and New York, and how come it was okay for them to live amongst themselves? The key there is assimilation. Their children went to public schools. They worked in the public sector. They invited anybody who wanted to come into their community. They provided for them in their community. Huge difference there. This is not a welcoming community. This is not somebody who's saying, we're going to build this show. Come on in. We want to teach you a little bit about our religion and our beliefs, but we want to involve you in it. And this is a bit.
I have no clue what they're doing. They're burning something.
He's pushing it. What's up? You want to see an interview? Okay.
I don't think it was nice how you portrayed the Jewish people. And
what are we talking about? What's the context, real quick?
What's the context?
Are we talking about Curious Joel?
Yes. I just don't think it was you were trying to portray. I think you just came in with a more of what you had a picture in your head.
What do you think I got wrong? What do you think was misrepresented? I'm just trying to learn. What do you actually think I got wrong about it?
I just think there was agenda.
You gotta elaborate a little bit, though.
What was the front of the YouTube page posted as? What was the
inside the New York town invaded by welfare addicted Jews?
Thank you. You answered the question.
Was I wrong though?
I actually think it's not true, but again, you'd say whatever you want. It's not welfare addicted. This is what it is.
Welfare reliance, welfare dependent. What would be a better?
Programs don't have it.
All right. What are you arguing? That I have an obligation as a taxpayer to fund you and how many kids you want to have. If you want to have 30 kids, that's just how it is.
I'm arguing that if the law is set up to have certain criteria for people and it's according to children, then people who qualify for it, legally qualify for it,
100%.
With no fraud at all, are entitled to get it.
And you'll give me the credit of acknowledging I never said that was fraudulent.
Yes, that's right.
I think it's exploitative by nature, though. Yeah, why don't you throw all your money at them and help sustain their lifestyle? Why do I have to take a cut of my paycheck to go towards Curious Joel's insulated Hasidic Jewish community that has nothing to do with me? I'll never get anything out of. There's zero upside for them to exist for me.
Anyways, we have the government makes criteria for getting financial aid. And if someone qualifies for that criteria, I'm not sure why when the Jew does it, you're calling it exploitive or taking advantage, but you don't say that to all the other people and populaces that don't have it.
Well, I've never seen anything of this scale to where the families are this large and it's sort of baked into their strategy of child raising.
So are you against having children, having a lot of children?
I'm pro-children. That's great. I think you should be able to afford it. And I want to make an important distinction between the Amish, let's say, and the Hasidic Jews in Kiryas Joel. You tell me what's the difference.
Oh, there's tons of differences.
Tons of differences. Most importantly, as it relates to finance, though, the Amish pay for themselves. They're self-sustaining. They're not reliant on welfare programs funded by the taxpayer.
I think I heard in a video there's 40,000 people in Kiryas Joel? 44,000. And you spoke to 20 people are out on the street.
Sure, perhaps an insufficient sample size.
And who obviously are not the ones working, because if they're working, they wouldn't have been on the street, they'd be working.
Sure, but it belies a pretty interesting question, right? How do they afford to raise such large families? How do they afford to study full-time?
First, I have to bifurcate your question. Okay. There's two groups. One is the ones who are learning full-time, and the others are the ones that are working. For Hasidim, almost all of them go out to work. However, when they first get married, for the first 2 or 3 years, they'll learn Torah full time. The wife will work. They don't have any children yet, or maybe they have 1 kid or 2 children, and then they'll get help from their family. And if their income qualifies, which it probably does, for financial aid, they'll get financial aid.
Okay, we got this guy following us. We're playing games now.
Yeah, it looks like the word is spreading to where he's out there.
We got the security van rolling on us as we roll on them. We got 1, 2, 3 police. Surely there's no conflict of interest we're about to experience. I wonder what law they're going to claim I violated. How you doing? My name's Tyler. How are you?
Josh, man.
Good to meet you, Josh.
What's going on?
I don't know. We're just getting stalked.
Yeah?
Low key, yeah.
You look familiar, man.
My name's Tyler Oliveira. We're filming a little YouTube video. That's me, yeah.
So what are you filming on here?
Documentary on Lakewood, surrounding towns. Am I being detained? Is there a probable cause for this interaction? What's going on?
We just got a concern saying that you're walking up to people asking them questions, stuff like that.
Luckily, this is America, and that is the First Amendment, right? It's beautiful, and I get you're doing your job.
Call us, you gotta come out here, right? See what you guys just doing, like a documentary?
Exactly, just a little documentary. Right now, hey, how you guys doing? You guys want to say what's up?
What's up? What's up?
Okay, well, it's good to meet you guys. I know you guys got more important things to do, but good to meet you guys. Good to meet you. Thanks for keeping everyone safe. Thank you.
I'm part of Legal Trauma, which is public safety.
Yeah.
And we got multiple calls. For some reason, my PD got calls.
Okay.
So that's it. We're just gonna follow you around. We're gonna let everybody know that they don't have to talk to you.
With the Shamrim police on our back, it felt like we were being policed by a secondary form of law enforcement that seemed to exclusively defend the interest of the Jewish community. And speaking of double standards, let's talk about politics.
I firmly believe that the tactics within this community, I would liken it to organized crime. We have an ultra-Orthodox person as our council president. You know, you can't think that there's not going to be things happening and rules and laws created to make his community stronger and better.
When do you eventually become involved in Jackson politics, let's say? You live in Lakewood, you don't even live in Jackson. Why do you even get involved?
What happened was this act of discrimination against the Orthodox Jews in Jackson was going on for about a year. And I had people calling me from Jackson.
This is a good documentary there. I mean, I'll have to definitely watch this
It's
later.
over. I don't know if you can stop them. And I'm not saying you can.
This is actually pretty good.
Testament to how high trusting they all are.
So there's something to be said about that. And there's a lot. I would love to see our kids playing again off of, getting out on bikes and getting out playing basketball and football and all of those things. I would love to see that. I'd love to see us act a little bit more like that.
We need to fight back against the state. God, we've had large lawsuits against us because they tried to keep out this problem. We've had the Department of Justice come down on us. Billionaires connected to the president involved in all this. What's happening in this little town in Jersey is bigger than people think.
And what's happening here in Jackson, will that become a problem in other small towns?
It's already a problem in all the surrounding towns.
Is the cop gonna go? Okay. Get a shot of the cop.
We got the corrupt police pulling us over for what? We'll find out. We may be in a corrupt hellhole.
Double cop car. We're getting pulled over. We got double police. Potentially nothing better to do. Let's find out. We weren't speeding. We weren't violating the law from the best of my understanding.
You have your driver's license registration?
What am I being pulled over for?
I'll tell you that soon.
Is there a probable cause?
Yes, there is.
What
we got
exactly
a call.
is that?
We got a call on our phones
For
a suspicious person. With,
what's
with
suspicious
video,
about it?
with video cameras.
There's nothing
in front of
suspicious.
Oh boy, got pulled over for the. You sure Tyler ain't black? Let me play that back again. We got a suspicious person.
We'll find out. We may be in a corrupt hellhole. Double cop car. We're getting pulled over. We got double police. Potentially nothing better to do. Let's find out. We weren't speeding. We weren't violating the law from the best of my understanding.
You have your driver's license registration?
What am I being pulled over for?
I'll tell you that soon.
Is there a probable cause?
Yes, there is.
What
we got
exactly
a call.
is that?
We got a call on our phones
For
a suspicious person. With,
what's
with
suspicious
video,
about me?
With video cameras.
There's nothing
in front of the
suspicious
school.
about expressing our First Amendment right.
No,
though.
you're good.
So what am I being pulled over for?
We got a call. Just so you know, you're being audio and visual recorded.
Sure,
okay?
likewise.
So we got a call from dispatch.
Sure.
Saying there's a vehicle.
Okay.
With 2 men in it, videotaping in front of a school. When we get a call for that, that's our probable cause to stop you because they described your vehicle. So I'm asking you. What's illegal about the fact that we're recording? There's nothing illegal about it.
Sure.
You can legally record a school. I'm not sure. They're trying to make them not so welcome there and not being very tactful about it. So I mean, yeah.
I don't care that you're recording because I'm recording too. I just don't know who you are. And I don't. But for my safety, I want you back in the car.
Well,
okay. So
yeah.
Back to me talking to you.
My name's Tyler, by the way.
Jonathan Basillo.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Good to meet you, yeah.
I'm stopping you. Could I have your credentials, please?
Do I have an obligation to self-identify right now?
I need you to identify yourself on this stop.
Yeah, no, I totally get where you're coming from.
Yeah,
We're
it's
filming
a
a
lawful
little
stop
documentary
because
piece.
they described your vehicle to a T.
Totally get it. I'm just trying to figure out if there's actual...
Can I just ask you a question?
Yeah, I can tell you what we're up to if that's...
I just want to know who you are.
Yeah, my name's Tyler.
Oh, very good. My name is Jonathan. Like, explain that
Yeah,
to
good
you.
to meet you.
I stopped you.
Totally get it. Yeah, we're just talking about the changes in the town here.
Yeah.
We went to that school specifically because
but
it shut down.
It's very. You see what I'm saying? Like when you have a camera in front of a school with kids. I mean,
can
if my
understand.
kids go to that school,
Sure.
I wouldn't want my kids to be video recorded.
Sure, we didn't enter the school. We were on the sidewalk.
It doesn't matter if you're in a certain distance of a school.
Okay. Okay, sure. You can have it.
Just do me a favor. Keep your hands on the steering wheel when you do so. Thank you.
Hands on the steering wheel.
Yeah, I just don't know what's in the car. Like I said, I don't know
Come
who you are.
on.
I don't know who you are.
That seems a little extra.
No,
that's definitely extra. We can have it. There you go.
Thank you so much. I'm not saying I'm giving you a ticket or
Sure.
anything like that. I'm just identifying.
You got the badge, man. Yeah, do your thing.
No, it has nothing to do with having the badge or anything like that.
Just stay near the car, okay? Don't come near us. Is this slightly excessive? I think it's absolutely excessive. Seems like
Guess what? You're being treated like a nigger. Welcome to Spookland.
a bully tactic.
Now you know how black folks are treated. You know.
Yeah, well, I don't know who placed that phone call.
How you doing, man? Hey, what's up? How are you? How we doing? Doing good, getting pulled over. You know what we're up against? Small town police department, small town politics, lots of money. All right, so apparently the reason why these cops came out of thin air is because who just got called?
Well, we're going to find out. The council president just called me.
So who is Morty Bernstein?
He is the council president in Jackson, New Jersey, and the most powerful man in the town.
Does he have the police in his pocket?
I don't think he has the police in his pocket at all, but the man does have an incredible amount of power. He's involved in political action committees with very rich and powerful developers, a lot of political connections.
Who are we messing with here right now, Chris? Was this a mistake? Is this video a mistake, man?
I'm going to be honest, the powers out here are pretty immense. Like I said, it goes up. You have billionaires from Lakewood being involved in what's going on in Jackson. People connected to the President of the United States.
If we zoom out, where does this all end?
Right now, it's gone to every town on the outskirts of Lakewood. They're buying up everything. Even if they're not occupying things, things are being bought up. I always say it's a real life game of Monopoly. So it's gone into brick and it's gone into how.
That's a pretty cool documentary there. Thanks for showing that there, Matt. I know I played it for a pretty long time, but wow, that is so interesting. He has the Canadian Indian one too.
This is
He's probably going to get
Has
pulled over
3
by
guys?
cops as well.
We'll see if this is legit. I don't have any of the 6,000 Canadian dollars he asked for. We're gonna need to figure that out. He needs a photo of me and my live location.
This is, man. Then they got the town at, whoa. He really is going after the Jews. I don't know why. Everyone thinks Jews are pretty bad people, but they're not, you know. I mean, there's generally bad people in every race, especially black folks. I mean, there's always going to be bad people in a certain race, but not everyone's bad. But let's get back to Sean shoveling stuff here. We didn't finish that.
Eskimo.
Can Sean T shovel everything out? We shall see. Keep shoveling, nigger. Keep shoveling.
All right, let me see. Let me see if I can pull it out. So.
See, I told you he was not going to clean off the other sides of the windows, but he could have been. Could have had the vehicle on and could have been defrosting the stuff. Yeah, I've noticed, Matt, that he's been streaming a lot later. I'm not for sure why. I asked him there. He streams his workout videos around 11, and then he starts his regular streams around 2 or 3 in the morning.
Cool. We got it. Finna go get me a cup of coffee. Peace.
Oh boy. I really just don't get it. I just don't.
Come live here. Be with me. Hopefully.
We'll come back with me. We'll be fine. We'll make it.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Give a shout out.
Don't wake me
Oh yeah, I forgot to send this. This was really funny. Would you mind if we go a little over to watch this?
Come live here. Be with me. Hope to see you, baby.
It's a joke. What's the address? I'll fight anyone right in the back.
You gotta be afraid.
Oh boy. All right, folks, 8 minutes. Get your questions in. Oh boy. I tell you what, I'm gonna fix up that old piece of salmon. And of course I got tomorrow off, so everything gonna be all right. All right, folks. Did you see my dono? Let me see. I saw your donation. Must have came in rapid. Oh, I see what happened. They came in within a few minutes of each other. Hang tight. If we got to go into overtime, we shall do that for you, Matty Matt. Indeed.
It's despicable for you to say that.
Are you a father?
What does it matter whether I'm a father?
How the hell would you know what good parenting is if you're not a father yourself? I'm a goddamn father.
Do you know the Reiner
and my
family?
kids are not drug addicts.
Do you know the Reiner
because
family?
I'm a good dad and I'm in their lives.
So
you would know nothing about that.
So if you're
you know nothing about being a father.
If you're a drug addict,
well, just remember he's in Canada.
Absolutely nothing.
If you're a drug addict, that means that it must be bad parenting. Is that what you're saying?
It could be a possibility. Correct.
Okay, guys, here doing another debate. We got Gary, the numbers guy. 11th appearance on the show for Gary, and then Brian Shapiro, first appearance. But this man's been blowing up. Just debated.
Damn, his first appearance is against me.
Yeah.
Damn, that's rough.
Strong.
Let me start like this. I don't know much about you. I've seen some of your clips, and again, I respect you for being in the same arena, opposite sides, obviously. But you're over here. You're in what we consider enemy territory. How are people treating you, my friend?
For the most part, I've only been here for a day, but I have stories that I will certainly tell on the air. Me and Michael Knowles on Pierce Morgan have gone at it a lot. I went to his party last night, and he could not have been nicer to me. He was really nice. I've said the same stuff about Tim Pool and his people. They've been very nice to me. I had a guy that assaulted me at a Tim Pool event, and I actually saw him out there, and I shook his hand, and we had a good conversation.
That's what men's do. They shake hands.
Yeah.
But my point is very clear. if I went to a Democratic event, would I be treated with the same level of respect as you have?
I would.
Well,
I would.
I'm asking you. What do you think? What about
I don't
most
speak
of
for
the
all
Democrats? What do you think?
Well, it's dependent there. I mean, first off, people have to recognize who you are. And secondly, you have to openly engage them. Most people don't want no trouble. You know the old saying, don't start none, won't be none.
But give me your honest opinion.
So I'm not a Democrat, and I don't speak for all Democrats.
Are you a socialist?
But no, absolutely.
You a communist?
I'm a registered independent.
Are you a capitalist?
No, I'm a registered independent.
Okay, so you're either a capitalist, socialist, or a communist. Which one is it?
I would say capitalist. I guess you could say that. But I don't get into too many deep dives into too many of that. But you asked me, yeah, people here have treated me nice so far. I appreciate that, and I'm outspoken about that, and I'm humbled by that. That hasn't always been the case with me, but I am very happy to say that so far, it's only day one for me here, but so far, I appreciate the fact that people have shown me a level of respect.
Do you guys think there's more political violence on the right or the left?
Left, by far.
So here's why I try not to dig deep into those
because it's a losing point for you. That's why you don't want to go there.
No,
Black Lives Matter burned down freaking cities because they didn't want to agree with the political dynamic of the day. So people who are right wing do not burn shit down. But
so the way this is going to work is you're going to have to let.
That's just not true. Everyone burns down something.
Let me answer the question first, and then you can criticize me all you want. So he mentioned Black Lives Matter, and then I could retort by mentioning January 6th. Here's my problem.
January 6th, they didn't burn shit down.
Okay, so January 6th, there were 140 officers that were injured. That was political violence, no matter what excuse you want to make for it. Black Lives Matter, as I've said time and time again, anybody who beat police officers is not a patriot and a hostage, just like January 6th. If you beat a police officer, you're not a hostage or a patriot. Donald Trump characterized every single person as a patriot and a hostage. See, what I do is I'm very fair. I don't just go to whataboutism and say, what about Black Lives Matter? I call out all sorts of violence. What happened to Charlie Kirk was a fucking disgrace. It is despicable. And I've called that out, and I've also called out any Democrat, anybody who celebrated his death. Donald Trump's statements the other day about Rob Reiner are despicable. If you don't have something nice to say, then don't say it. I understand that Rob Reiner
Did he say something recently about him? I didn't know.
And I'm very passionate about this because I knew Rob, and I've interviewed him several times, and he was a decent man.
Is he a friend of yours?
I wouldn't go that far. I've interviewed him a couple times, and he's always been gracious.
How did he die?
My understanding is that his son had it's horrible, had drug addiction, but the circumstances of
do you think strong fathers raise drug addicted sons?
Okay, so I take this very personally. I think that's with all due respect.
I'm asking you a question,
and I'm going to answer it.
Go ahead.
And I take this very personal because I think that's with all due respect. I think that's a very stupid question.
I don't think it's stupid at all.
Well, I'm going to tell you why I think that's a stupid question.
Go
I
ahead.
have a wonderful father.
Okay.
Very loving parents.
Outstanding.
And it's going to get me emotional to talk about this, but I'm going to try to educate you on this. You might be a numbers guy, but I take this very personal.
No, go ahead.
I lost my sister at the age of 36 years old.
To what?
She drug overdosed, and the reason why she drug overdosed is because my whole family was in a very serious car accident when I was 12 years old. My sister was only 7 years old.
Okay.
She struggled from horrific back pain her entire life. Sadly, that led to abuse with painkillers, and it led to other drugs. And I can tell you, my parents did absolutely everything they could have done to try to help her. Just like the Reiner family, he was in and out of rehabilitation 19 times.
With all due respect, sir, if they did everything, it never would have happened.
Okay, well,
so they didn't do everything.
That's the dumbest thing.
That's the dumbest. I would have to agree. That is the stupidest thing ever. Things happen to where they happen. He's a grown man. What can you do there? Sometimes things happen the way they happen. It's not a blame on the parents or anything like that.
No. When people fail at something, that's the one thing about Donald Trump. He doesn't have drug addicted kids now, does he? That's the one thing about Donald Trump. You can't go to his kids and start saying, this happened, because he raised good kids, because he's about the nuclear family. He's about family values. You can say it's stupid all you want, but his son is not going to kill him. Go ahead, sir.
I'm going to try to explain to you once again, without screaming at you, that just because people suffer from addiction doesn't mean that it's not good parenting. It is an extreme stupid assumption that you are making. And there are certain cases, sure, where the parents might be drug addicts themselves. They could, but also addiction runs in families. And you're not a doctor, clearly.
No, I'm definitely not.
Okay. There are plenty of medical professionals that would tell you that you are unaware that addiction runs in families, and sometimes it's not bad parenting, it's a disease. Okay, drug addiction is okay. So if it's a disease, and I ask you about Donald Trump's,
hold on, you sure about that?
I find it very interesting that I talk about the statements that Donald Trump make about Rob Reiner, because when I bring up Charlie Kirk, the first thing I talk about is how horrible
his kids didn't kill him. An assassin killed him. That's a big difference. Do not compare someone's own son killing him. No, not someone in his own family.
Okay, it's
big difference, sir.
Okay, it's tragedy. There is no big difference here when I talk about tragedy and people that are grieving. And instead of you saying, yeah, it's horrible what happened to him, you immediately go to bad parenting. It's fucking despicable for you to say that.
Are you a father?
What does it matter whether I'm a
father?
father?
How the hell would you know what good parenting is if you're not a father yourself?
Do you know the Reiner family?
I'm a goddamn father,
Do you know the Reiner
and my
family?
kids are not drug addicts.
Do you know the Reiner
because
family?
I'm a good dad and I'm in their lives.
So
you would know nothing about that.
So if you're
you know nothing about being a father.
If you're a drug addict,
absolutely nothing.
If you're a drug addict, that means that it must be bad parenting. Is that what you're saying?
It could be a possibility. Correct.
It could be. What do you know about the Reiner parents?
I know they were liberals.
So if they're a liberal, they can't be a good parent.
They most likely believe in liberal ideology like you and feminist.
This is horrible.
Like you, they gave him free will, and guess what? They set no boundaries. He started becoming a drug addict, and he killed him. He failed as a parent, and you know nothing about it because you're not a parent yourself.
Okay, so
keep crying, bro.
You know nothing about the Reiner family.
I know about being a parent. Obviously, you don't.
You know nothing about the Reiner family. Every family has different circumstances. Every death has different circumstances. Every drug addict.
How many people get killed by their sons?
Look, folks. You guys have ever heard of Alan Keyes? Super big conservative. Ends up with a lesbian daughter. Dick Cheney ends up with a lesbian daughter. You know? Is that was Alan Keyes, was Dick Cheney bad fathers? Are they the reason why their daughters turned out to be lesbians? I mean, this numbers guy is a moron there. I mean, you got one. They're just. I don't get it there. He's yelling, but not for all the good reasons.
How many people get killed by their sons, sir?
Can I just finish my
I'm
sentence?
asking you a question. How many people get killed by their sons? And you're out here defending that shit?
You can ask me anything you like, but let me finish or this conversation is over. Because I'm not going to let you ransack this conversation.
I'm telling you what it is.
Okay, I'm not going to, and I'm telling you how it is.
Okay, a guy who has no kids. Go ahead.
Let him finish about Reiner. I want to move on to Trump after this.
If we're going to continue this, I don't mind disagreeing with you, sir. Okay, I do this for a living.
Not too well.
If we're going, would you like to have a conversation, or would you like to end it? No.
We're having conversation. Two people are talking.
You're interrupting me.
Go ahead, sir. That's how a debate works.
You don't know how a debate works, okay? There's a reason why I do Pierce Morgan and CNN, and I don't know who the fuck you are.
There's a reason I deal with billionaires and you're a brokey.
Okay, excuse me?
There's a deal. I deal with billionaires.
You're a drug addict? What do you do?
Oh, no. You're the drug addict.
This guy's a clown.
You're a clown. You have no money. You're a broke-ass motherfucker who's over here talking. You have no kids. You have no parents. And you want to go out here defend a goddamn person who got killed by his own son.
I talk about my sister. I talk about my sister who died of drugs.
I didn't say anything about your sister, sir.
Excuse me.
I was talking about Rob, not your sister. It was not personal.
He knows nothing about the Rob Reiner family. He's smirking because he's an asshole. You're an asshole.
That's fine.
Okay?
I agree. I am an asshole. But you're an uneducated person who has no fucking father. You're not a goddamn father. You have no idea.
You don't have to be a father to know about parenting or fatherhood. I mean, let's put it this way. There's a lot of fathers out there that still don't even know how to be a father. I would honestly say mine would be an example. But that's right. Even mine doesn't even know how to be a father. My brother doesn't know how to be a father. I love my brother and I love my dad, but, that's my biological father, he's never a father, but it is what it is. So, I mean, like I said, even people that have kids are not good, doesn't mean that they're good fathers.
Yeah, what fatherhood is all about. Don't break the equipment.
Let him talk, please.
So either you let me talk in this conversation or it's over. I don't care.
I don't care
I like
either way.
Sean.
I
He's a friend of mine.
Go ahead.
Okay? But I'm not going to do this for an hour with you if you're just going to scream and yell and act like an asshole. So we can either have a respectful conversation and start over, which I'm willing to do, or the point that I was trying to make about Reiner, and then we can move on. He is making an assumption that because somebody is a liberal, they must have been bad parents. That because a son was a drug addict, they must have been bad parenting. Now, that is obviously an ignorant, gross assumption. He knows nothing about the intricacies of the family, which I do. So we can move on now, but I just want to show that to this issue that you are ill-informed and you are making gross assumptions about a family that you know nothing about other than that the son had drug issues and he killed his parents. The only point that I was trying to make at the beginning of this conversation, which, by the way, he didn't respond to, and I started by talking about Charlie Kirk, and anyone that celebrates his death I think is despicable, which we agree on. And then you have the President of the United States who made horrific remarks the day of and the day after. Why are you clapping?
I love my president. I love my president. The best president in modern American history.
I didn't ask you
and I like the fact that he has Trump derangement syndrome.
You have Trump fellatio syndrome.
This is funny, bro.
Yep.
This is funny.
It's a great insult.
You're
It's a
out
great
here
insult.
talking about he understands the family unit. He doesn't even have a family unit. What would you know anything about it? I know this. I know no conservative family has drug addicts to the point where liberals do. That's a fact.
No, it ain't no fact. Who is this numbers guy?
It's these
anyway?
liberals who go around talking about let's make heroin legal in Seattle, let's make drugs, let's exchange needles. These are all liberal policies he supports. I am about the family unit. Donald Trump's about the family unit, and I promise you, Donald Trump's kids will never harm him.
Which elected Democrats said that they want heroin to be legal?
I believe in Seattle.
Which Democrat?
I believe in Seattle. They
I didn't ask
have
you
a
the
whole
city.
bunch of
I asked you the Democrat.
I would say the people who run Seattle. They have
Who?
a very
Name me one person.
The former mayor of Seattle, I
Who?
believe.
Who's the former mayor?
I don't remember
So
her
you
name.
can't name me one person, but the Democrats are trying to legalize heroin. Dude, you're ridiculous.
The Democrats are all about
Name me one
legalized
name.
drugs.
Give me one name.
Where the needle exchanging programs are in San Francisco, in Seattle. I don't need to know the politicians to know where the drugs are coming from and who are the drug addicts.
Sir, you just said that Democrats are trying to legalize heroin. I gave you a very
Look it up on ChatGPT. Just because I don't know the answer doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Look it up on ChatGPT.
There you go.
Look it up. I mean, listen. We can
just
have
because I don't have a name, that means I lost the debate. No, that's not how this works.
First of all, I don't care what your definition of winning or losing a debate is. The bottom line is
my definition of winning life is having a family.
And by the way, you said I have Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
I would counter that by saying you have Trump fellatio syndrome. I think you're a Trump mushroom gobbling fool is what you are. So take off your sunglasses and be a man and have a conversation with me. I don't care how much fucking money you have in your pocket, dude.
I know, bro.
That doesn't mean shit to me.
I know.
The bottom line is,
you don't care about anything in life except your liberal policies.
I don't care about you. I don't care about you. What liberal policies do I care? What's a liberal policy that I care about? Name me one.
Name you one?
Yeah.
You're against Donald Trump. You're a liberal.
Okay, so if you don't like Donald Trump, you're a liberal.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
There's this new technology floating around that people cannot stop talking about. It's called the light system. Before you go,
serious guest.
Oh yeah,
Are
it's
you
a serious guest.
What
I have
what
way
shows do you
more
have?
following on
Who are you?
YouTube than you.
Who
I
are
have
you?
more on
Who are
TikTok
you?
than you. I should be asking
Who
you
are
who the
you?
hell you are.
What's your job? Like, what do you do?
I'll tell you what I do. I am the #1 person in my field, something you'll never be.
What's the field?
I am a numerology and astrology. I'm the #1 guy.
Good.
So here's the thing.
So you're not
I'm up there at Michael Jordan level.
pundit.
You're actual nobody. I'm going to be the one who getting clips
I'm
here,
nobody.
not you.
Got you.
I have twice as many on YouTube as you do. You're an absolute nobody.
So,
but you know what the worst part is?
What's
you
the
have
worst part?
You're in your 40s. You have no kids. You have no wife. Are you a homosexual, sir?
Sean, this guy is.
Are you answer the question? It's sus. It's suspect when a man is in his 40s, no kids, no wife. Bye-bye.
So if there's a guy that wants to have a serious...
There you go. Say it again. Trump 2028.
If there's a guy... Boy, this guy's unhinged. He's obviously not serious. I'm happy to have serious... Now, I've debated, Caroline Leavitt, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., some of the biggest people, in the Trump administration. And
got smashed every time.
obviously it's a waste of my time to talk to this guy. If he's just going to call me homophobic slurs and
he's the one who called me an asshole.
Well, yeah, you're
he's
acting,
the one who called me an asshole, and I admit that I was. So I'm asking him: you're an unmarried man with no kids in your 40s. Are you a homosexual? Very simple.
So let me get this right.
Gary, I love you, my brother. No more personal attacks, please. Please.
I know he's trying to be funny and he's trying to, get viral.
Okay,
are you going to shut up and let me talk?
I'm trying to get answers. Go ahead.
Talk about
I'm going to say this right now, and I say this out of respect to you, Sean. That's the only reason why I'm still sitting here, because quite frankly, I have better things to do than talk to this fucking moron. But the bottom line here is this, okay? If he's going to use homophobic slurs and if he interrupts me one more time, I'm done. And I say this.
Hold on. Asking someone if they're a homosexual
is a serious conversation.
That's what they call themselves. I didn't use the F word. I didn't use anything like homosexual. It's very simple.
Yeah. Okay.
Why haven't you answered the question? That's what I'm more interested in.
Because
maybe that explains your liberal policies.
Are you going to let me answer?
Let's let him talk about why he doesn't like Trump.
Okay. So first of all, when you ask somebody if they're a homosexual, because you might disagree with a political opinion, is again,
that's not why
it's
I
not
asked.
a serious conversation.
That's not why I asked.
I think you wish I probably was a homosexual, but I'll be honest with you. If I had a fetish for guys that are 5 feet tall that look like Chris Farley, which you do, with your cool sunglasses.
I'm 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
I'm taller than you, bro.
What do you weigh?
Probably more than you, too.
You got bigger tits than me. I'll give you that.
I definitely have a bigger wallet, a bigger IQ, and have more kids, too.
You're not a serious person. If you want to talk about policy, I'm happy to do that with you, sir. I know you're trying to be funny and you're calling me names.
I'm not calling you names. The reason I asked that question is you have no kids, you're 40. It's a legitimate
so I might
question.
Be gay. Okay, I might be gay. So that's what.
There you go. There you go.
Yep. So if there's somebody else, if there's somebody else that's more serious, I'd be happy to do it. I'm not interested.
Come on in. Come on in.
Get in here, Alan.
This is how you cook a liberal.
Have
Thank
a nice
you,
day, sir. Have a nice day. Flash your money. Have a nice day.
Yeah, bye-bye, Brokey.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please don't.
This numbers guy is a complete idiot. I mean, gee. My God. What does he do anyway? He's an astrologer? That's it? Oh, God. Yeah, he wasn't serious at all. But, folks, I got to get out of here. It is 8:15. I want to thank Matt. I want to thank Pug. I want to thank Quick Pump. I want to thank everybody that has contributed to this channel. Y'all be sure to tune in Thursday for happy hour. And I'm out. And as always, peace and soul.